I can't believe you've beaten me again!
I thought you said you were good at this game.
I am good at this game. I am good at this game. Aren't I?
Hello, you've caught me having a crisis of confidence. It's funny, isn't it, how our self-belief can be shattered by something as small as one multiplayer defeat. It might be just a game, but when you've convinced yourself you're one of the best in the entire world at that game, it's quite the aggressive re-entry when you're dragged back down to earth.
And no, I never actually thought I was the best in the world. But I did think I was the best in this room.
My overinflated ego is besides the point. The real problem here is video games being so good at making us feel all clever and powerful that when reality pokes its head around the door in the form of local or online multiplayer, we stop feeling like a smarty pants superhero and more like a common fool. And I can think of some particularly tough incidents to regale you with today.
So, here are 7 times we thought we were good.
Until you played with someone else.
As I've started with it, let's continue with the game that inspired this list of times we thought we were good until we tried multiplayer, Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. Regular viewers will know I've been rather vocal about how good I am at Crash Team Racing over the years, so when I came to show those mad skills with a Z off during a lunchtime practice, I was confident I was going to leave everyone eating my dust.
But this time I was the one having a dust supper.
And before you start with your, oh Rob, honestly, you didn't seriously expect to win based on your supposed Crash Team Racing supremacy over 2 decades ago without playing the game for any significant amount of time recreationally or any practice at all.
Yes, I did. I did expect that.
But I'm not blaming my lack of practice because clearly that's not the problem. The problem, obviously, is that I remember wiping the floor with the lowly AI racers and my younger sister, and have forgotten how close competitions could get with real people. It's that human element that makes things so difficult because you can't tell how someone is going to react when you're going to undertake a tight corner, and that unpredictability directly impacts your chance of a podium finish.
Which, to be clear, I always get.
Also, there are so many levels of being good at CTR, many of which I had no knowledge of back in the no online PS1 days. There's being able to beat Oxide's ghosts in all the time trials good, which is sort of where I sit. Then there's beating all the dev times and air braking while holding the blue flame and cutting out half the track with an impossible shortcut good.
And that's not where I sit.
Tekken 8 is the next game we thought we were really good at, but you could sub this for any entry in the series, or even any fighting game, because I guarantee the journey will be the same for everyone who's ever experienced this. It starts with
Step 1, beat the game.
Let's be realistic, you can't ever really think you're good at a fighting game unless you've beat the game itself. That means the story mode, alongside all the extras like character stories or arcade quest. Basically, in Tekken, it's the bits where you watch the Mishima family tree repeatedly tear off its own branches and lob them into a volcano. Once you've done that, it's time for
Step 2, beat your friends.
This is where all that single-player practice pays off. You know the best time to deploy Eddie's breakdancing and when to unleash the double-arm stinger. Your filthy casual compadres will crumble before your might, unable to comprehend the speed at which you link together your combos. And when they've been significantly humbled and scarpered home, you will know you're ready for the final hurdle.
Step 3, try the online multiplayer.
Things might not go so badly at first. You'll scrape through a few rounds and maybe even scavenge a win or two. But as time drags on, your win ratio will drop faster than Kazuya off a cliff, despite your effort to hang on. And you'll slowly realise that you were never the esports prodigy you thought you were.
Which is fine, we can't all be winners. We just have to be graceful losers. Let's move on.
Rocket League, a sport so wacky and fantastic that it could only exist in video games. It's also the third game I thought I was really good at until I tried the multiplayer, or at least until a stream back in 2020 where I was massively shown up by teammate Nath.
Well, I thought it was Nath. The truth was so much worse.
Guys, I need everyone to just check their phones before we play this next game. I thought we had agreed that is what was happening. I knew it. I need to say a big apology. I did it when we were 3-0 down, and then we came back to win that game. And I didn't think that it would make this much of a difference.
Chat, Nath just sent us a picture of his son playing the game.
But if there is anything to be gained from this selfish betrayal, it's learning how extraordinarily wide the gulf is between your perceived ability in a game and your ability relative to the seriously dedicated players. I should have known Nathan could never muster up the skill required to pull off those complicated plays.
And indeed, he couldn't. But what he could do was get his son Jay to secretly do it all for him.
This is a perfect example of what this list is about. Jay put several multitudes more hours into Rocket League than we did, so was obviously going to be more adept at the game than we were, something Nath was clearly aware of, and decided to use to his own advantage.
A truly deplorable act that, to be honest, I wish I'd come up with myself.
And of course, let's not forget the time Dave and myself took on members of the Access community in a Rocket League livestream and got annihilated 21-1 in the final game.
Still scored a goal though, didn't we? That must have hurt. I hope it hurt.
Well done, it's just an insect.
Oh god, the internet's gone. Oh, no, Rob. Go on, Rob.
Yes!
Come on!
Yes!
Oh, that must
yes!
really hurt. That must really hurt. That must hurt.
18-1!
Yes!
The next game we thought we were really good at until we tried multiplayer was Call of Duty Black Ops 6, which is partially due to the campaign turning you into a bona fide action hero in sequences like this, and this, or this. Heck, even this. But that's like assuming Arnold Schwarzenegger would be a brilliant soldier just because he starred in Commando.
I mean, he probably would be, but it's not because he was in a movie.
In multiplayer lobbies, however, there are no scripted enemy waves, helicopter chases, or walking away from explosions without flinching. Instead, there are campers, OP weapons, and an abundance of lag at the convenient moment you were about to get the kill.
Remember, you only ever lose because of lag.
That skill gap magnifies exponentially when you migrate to Warzone 2, partially because Verdansk is approximately 1 gajillion times bigger than something like Nuketown, but also because the style of play is completely different. You need more situational awareness than ever, as well as the translation skills required to crack each squad's unique tactical vocabulary.
Right, listen up, you lot. Judging by how we all just got cracked, this ain't no wildebeest lobby and we are up against some proper sweats. So here's the plan. We're gonna rotate to circle by. Each of us grab a self. Watch out for Clint and for Gary. We don't want you back in the ghoulie just cause some termy starts egoing. Then hard rotate off to second favourite, grab the Big Bertha and then off to Nakatomi. Ignore the Connor loop, zip, pop a monster box, pick off the desperate one is and grab a win before you can say, where's my Mac 10? Are you ready?
Yes. Can someone revive me, please?
The fifth game we thought we were really good at until we tried multiplayer was FC25, but this can again be substituted for your sports game of choice. If it's got a competitive online mode, then you know what I'm talking about. Having your carefully pruned squad of flourishing young athletes mercilessly cut down in their prime by chainsaw-wielding, venom-spitting online savants is a lot to deal with when you've been playing football games for nearly 30 years.
You would think that being a Crystal Palace fan, I'd be used to disappointing losses. Thank you, Connor, for writing that.
Even when I'm the one in charge of the team, I still can't catch a break. It's particularly frustrating when you're genuinely outclassed as well. I know that my starting lineup is strong enough to be competitive. I know that Ismail Assar can easily outpace Harry Maguire. And I know that I have the home advantage.
Yes, it does still count, even when the field is virtual.
But all that is irrelevant when you don't live and breathe the game like you used to. Like now, for example, I know exactly what I should be doing here because I've got literal decades of experience practicing the exact set piece useful in this scenario. Ah, look, I've conceded another goal and lost 6-0. It's one of life's many lessons, I suppose. No matter how good you are, there will always be someone who's better.
And in this case, they're called Labubu McCriz 69. I don't even know what that means. Does it genuinely mean something, that, Connor, or did you just make it up?
The inclusion of game number 6 may be somewhat controversial because it's not technically a multiplayer game, but Astrobot speedruns are a multiplayer experience. But thinking you're good at them because you're sat atop the Friends leaderboard means absolutely nothing when you hit R1 and go to the world record leaderboard instead.
Let's see how I'm doing then. Oh.
Yep, 3,000th place. I didn't know leaderboards went down that far, but apparently they do. Of course, I could always try and improve my times. Maybe if I devote every waking moment of my life playing Thrust or Bust, I could probably shave a second off, too, at an absolute push. But to knock 6 seconds off my time, it's impossible. Others are capable, clearly, because their times and videos prove it. I'm not refuting that.
But for me, I would need divine intervention.
The literal hands of God would have to come down and guide me through the level, or the hands of a world record holder like Whitby, so my point still stands. Without each controller input being meticulously manipulated by someone else, I will never be that good.
I don't want to be anyway, so...
The final game that we thought we were good at until we tried multiplayer is a pick that's come from staff writer Connor, Worms WMD, and for some reason, he's insisted it be told like a bedtime story.
Can we have the lighting change and the soft jazz, please? Thank you. On a dark and stormy night, a young staff writer Connor was preparing for a midnight Worms session with his friends. He was familiar with the controls because he'd played a whole 15 minutes of the campaign, so he decided to try a game of multiplayer as a final warm-up. Not that he needed it, because he was obviously the best. But waiting in the lobby, there was no opponent to be found. The game is a few years old now, said staff writer Connor. Maybe no one will turn up. But before he could leave the lobby, they appeared. Glad to have an opponent, staff writer Connor loaded in and made his first move. But they had already prepared for it. For they knew the game inside out. Their worms were so powerful that within minutes, staff writer Connor was down to his final worm. Boxed in, scared, and alone. He desperately looked around for any type of advantage, but there was none to be found. And so, Wormington III was punted into the sea. Staff writer Connor's confidence was forever shaken, and Worms WMD Online was never mentioned again. That would never happen to me. I am really, really good at Worms.
Have you learned nothing from this video?
No.
So that was 7 times we thought we were good until we tried multiplayer. If this stirred some painful memories for you, make sure to like this video and leave a comment sharing your trauma. And if you want to have more gaming therapy and stay up to date with all things PlayStation, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to see more videos like this every Friday. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.
I quite like the idea of you just having a really overly long one.
Okay. And I don't want to be anyway, so...
It's okay.
Oh.
That's very impressive.
PlayStation